Hi everyone, and welcome to The Well-Educated Artist. In today's video, we are going to be doing something I am so excited about, and that is making acrylic skin masks. So come along with me on a journey to create masks that are stunning enough for both art and masquerade. The first thing you're going to need is a skin. So I am going to make my skin, but you may already have a skin that you have in your pour box or that you have left over from a pour painting. That's great, or you've made it for jewelry making and you want to use it for this application. So I'm going to quickly make a skin. In this case, I'm going to be making a bloom skin. I have videos out how to make bloom skins, how to make regular skins, how to make blinged out skins, how to make all kinds of skins. So check those out if you want a certain type of skin and you don't know how to make skins. I am going to quickly make one right now, but it's going to be on fast forward. If you have any questions on how to mix your paints, then please check out those videos. Since I'm making a bloom skin, I'm going to be starting out with house paint. This is just black house paint. This is Color Place from Walmart's Black Onyx, and it has a little bit of GAC 800 just to keep it from cracking and crazing. But if you want cracks and craze for your mask, then go ahead and leave that out. You see the colors across the top here. They are all mixed with Bear 8300, which is a colorless house paint from Home Depot, and Joe Sonia Varnish. I do have a mixing video on that if you want to check that out. It is mixed with a pigment. We have Pure Copper from Meyspring. We have Sunburst from ColourArte, and Pebeo's Rich Iridescent Gold, mixed with a little bit of 24 karat gold. And those are paints. And then we have another pigment in an interference gold by Pearl X. We have that looks like a white. It's Pearl White from Meyspring, and this is Abalone Shell from ColourArte's Bling It line, if I can get that out. So those are our colors. They're very sophisticated colors. And let's get started on doing this skin. If you already know how to make a skin or have one, you can disregard this part of the video and fast forward it on to where I start making the mask. here is our skin. It turned out beautifully. There's a little bit of cracking and crazing, but we can choose what pieces of the skin that we're going to use, and this cracking and crazing could be really interesting depending on what you're using your skin for. So don't worry if your skin's crack or craze. This is a beautiful skin. There's so much shine and shimmer in here, and let me show you how I apply that to the mask. To make this mask, I am going to be using a paper mache mask form. So you can get these off of the internet, and I'll put a link down below to where I get mine. You also can use cardstock and make your masks and use that as your background. You can't just use the skins. I just don't really advise it because they are made out of acrylic paint, and you probably don't want that next to your skin, even though you could line it with a stick-on velvet or something like that. You can make them out of cardstock. Just draw out your template of whatever size mask that you want. You can make them bigger, you can make them smaller. These are very simplistic, and then you can attach your skin to this. It will just not be quite as strong. Now you just choose whichever mask you want to make. Be as creative as you want to. I'm going to be making this mask because I'm going to be adding some stuff to it. Also make your own paper mache forms if you're so inclined. You can actually take of Paris and make a model of your face and then form your mask over it that way, or even form your skin over it that way. It's a little bit more complicated, but I have done that with leather before. So there are ways to make very special masks. Masks are such an art form, they really are. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to measure my mask, and you want to measure your mask anyway to make sure it's going to fit the face that you're going to want to fit, unless you're just making it for decorative purposes. So I'm measuring this. If you make your own, you probably already know what size it is. So I need about 9 inches across this way. Now this one is way more complicated than a simple mask because you're also going to need another, I would say, make sure you have at least 10 inches that way. So you're going to cut more than you have. Now you can make a template onto a piece of paper. I'm not going to do that here. I'm just going to cut out a piece that is the appropriate size for the mask in the piece of the skin that I want. So for me, this would be a 10 by 10 piece, which I'm going to cut out because this is a massive skin. You could make several masks from a skin this big. This is where I want to put my mask, so I'm just going to make sure that I have enough. Remember that this is curved, so you're going to have to allow for that curve. I'm going to turn this around. Okay. I flipped my skin around so that I can see where everything's going a little bit better. I kind of want this where you've got a lot of the cell action going on right there, I think. There's so many pretty pieces to the skin. I'm just going to cut apart the skin I'm not going to be using. So I have a much smaller skin to work with. So I'm just going to remove the backing from the skin. You're going to see that this type of skin is going to look a lot like leather, or in this case, pleather, because it is made of basically a plastic-like substance. I have got my cutting pad here, and I have draped my skin over the mask the way I want it to be. Now what I'm going to do is treat this as sculpture, and I'm going to start cutting away some of the skin, making sure I have this where I want it. So I've got the dead center there. Okay. So I'm going to start cutting this away, and you can see my process of doing that. To fix my skin, I'm going to be using Diamond Glaze water-based dimensional adhesive. I just have it in a different bottle. You also can use E6000, and with these kinds of skins you don't have to worry too much about the buckling that can happen when you're using adhesives. I'm just going to apply the glue little by little. As I work my way across the mask. I'm not going to worry about the eye holes quite yet. I just want everything fixed down. Once the shape is the way I want it, then I can begin affixing it to the back of the mask. I like to do this just so that I have clean lines and I can just cut away any part that I don't want. Just seeing how I'm going to have to cut this. You can see that where I did this is actually not glued. This is the skin sticking to itself. They are very sticky depending on which type of skin, and this is a newly made skin, so it's going to be stickier than an old skin. Now I'm just going to go ahead and trim around this. Now that I have it attached, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to trim it so I don't have so much. I don't need this much. Now is the time that I can work on my eyes as well. I'm just going to take my X-Acto knife because I want to glue everything down at once, and I'm going to cut a place for the eye. Here's the mask I just made. I believe I'm going to leave it just like this. Very simple, because I am showcasing the beautiful skin, and that skin really turned out very lovely. It really did. And so it made an excellent looking mask. Very simplistic and no embellishments. Now these masks come with a piece of elastic, but you can add ribbon or whatever. There's holes in the sides of the mask. You can just punch through those with a skewer. But I'm not going to do that right now. I'm just going to leave this one like this. It'd be beautiful to hang on a wall. And I'm going to leave this one all natural. Now, that being said, there are lots of other things that you can do to make masks. And let me show you a variation on this mask. This next one is the simplistic mask. Now with a simple mask like this one, a variation using the same exact skin is this one. Here you can see an owl mask or a bird mask. This is just made with the exact same skins, cut to look like feathers, and adding some feather embellishments. This is one I just finished with the feathers. and the beak is just a separate skin, and this is a pretty hard skin. If you haven't seen my videos on how to make skins, I show you how to make different types of skins. I know I showed you briefly how to make a bloom skin, but I do have videos for all the different kinds of skins, and I'm always adding videos about skins, so you can check those out, and I'll put some of those in the links below. Now I'm going to show you a couple of other variations. Now with a mask like this, the pretty princess mask turns into this. This is a blinged out skin that I had just from a pour painting. It's leftover paint after I did a pour, and here this is, just a few of the crystal embellishments, and this is actually just a heavy-duty skewer. So you can make a mask like that, and this is just plain paint, Floetrol, and water, the most common type of skin that you normally have as a pour painter, and it makes a mask beautifully. I do find them a little bit harder to work with on masks because they are thinner, but you absolutely can use that type of skin. And this mask turns into this. So now we have a monarch butterfly style mask, and this is one I've made in another video, and this is another bloom skin. Bloom skins do make incredible masks. They're wonderful colors for this one. And this would even, the coloring could go like a robot or something like that. So that is my foray into acrylic skin masks. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please hit like and subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos. And please leave a comment below. What do you think about these? I had a blast making these, and I will probably do more in the future. Thanks for watching. Until next time, bye now.